How much was 39?
39 was $4,737.49. Yeah, right, it was this total right here, Brian, right there. And, do you want me to start this? You guys all set?
No, sir.
Okay.
So start, where you start?
Good evening. It is Wednesday, February 8th at exactly 6 p.m. and we're opening the Selectmen's meeting. Roll call is Renee O'Donnell, Brian Carlos, Stanley Smith, and Cindy Grant, and we are all present. All these warrants, you want me to read them all first?
It's up to you. Accept them as written.
Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
But we're all caught up.
We're all caught up?
You're all
Okay.
caught up.
Then I'm gonna accept them as written, if everybody's comfortable with that.
I'm good with that.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept all the warrants on the article, including 2 added warrants, PY warrant number 39 and AP warrant number 38, as written.
Second?
The two you added are not written on the actual agenda.
Right, you guys want me to read the amounts in?
Just for those two.
Okay, so the additional warrants, let me revamp the motion, let me take it back here. I make a motion that we accept all the warrants as written on the agenda, with the addition of PY warrant number 39 in the amount of $4,737.49, and AP warrant number 38 in the amount of $1,709.36.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Great, okay, motion carried. Okay, minutes table. Department reports, fire department.
That is in a packet I left. It's added, Brian, it's just like Brian's. There was a couple of papers.
Oh, right here it is,
Yep.
yes, I've got it.
The fire department ones written on call.
Okay. And these are all the calls.
Yep. And,
Is this report from, like, the Spillman program, or
it's from the county.
it's from the county?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than I've
Yeah.
seen.
So, I do have something on the fire department, the forestry grant and the pump.
Okay,
We did get accepted for the forestry grant, but not for as much as I put it in for.
okay,
They only allowed 3,000, which they'll reimburse 1,500, and that pump was 5.
okay.
But I have enlisted the help of Ryan over in Carmel,
Okay,
his resources. He actually thinks he's found us a pump that we can get with the grant money
oh,
for the
okay.
3.
The 3,000.
Yes. So
Okay.
Dwight and I are working with him. Dwight and him are gonna go see the distributor and look at the pump and make sure it's adequate.
Okay, and who was this again in Carmel? What's his name?
Ryan, the chief over there.
Ryan, okay,
Yeah.
he's the fire chief in
Yes. Yep. So they had to cut
Yes.
everybody on the grant, so we didn't get as much.
It wasn't because of that
No,
application prior
no,
to?
no, they cut a lot of people, and this grant is run evidently by the Maine Forest Service, and the people that do the grants are fire chiefs, and it's a board, and what he told me is having to cut funds, they were of the mind thought that we could do it for $3,000, an adequate pump in that pump house for $3,000.
That would be awesome, because then it
So-
would really only cost us $1,500.
Yes, yes. So, Ryan, once I get it done, I'll get with you guys and get it finalized, and
Okay.
we'll make sure it's something adequate that the fire that will work down there.
All right,
So,
awesome. I see Chris is reporting here. Anything else on the fire
I
department?
don't believe so. Oh, yes, one other grant. We got a grant for $300.
We got a grant for $300.
It's actually fire department and rescue. We can use it for whatever we want. I had originally, when I contacted them, it's one of those little ones that I had done,
Okay.
but I had originally, had, the original thought to do it was the rest of the signage, the numbers on the
Okay.
roads, which would benefit both departments.
Right.
I haven't talked to the fire department yet, but.
Kind of get the feel from each department and see what.
Yeah, yeah, so, and, if we can squeeze matching funds to that grant, then, we could
Yep.
maybe get
Make a
that
dent
out.
in something.
So
Okay.
I just thought that would benefit both departments and capital ambulance, because there is such a commotion out here trying to find addresses and stuff.
Yeah, it's rural and,
Yep, so,
okay, wonderful. Rescue, wanna do rescue or?
yep, let me just tell you what it's the Firefighters Charitable Foundation gave us $300. And,
May I comment on the signs?
huh?
May I comment on the signs?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we would definitely be in favor of that. The only thing, I think, going forward, when the town orders signs, is they need to be larger. They're not, the main uniform traffic control device, or the MUTCD, I believe is, I know that's the initial, I believe that's what it stands for, dictates how big the sign needs to be
Yeah,
by standard. And the ones here in town are small.
the numbers,
The numbers are small, but the road signs themselves are small. I'm not sure exactly what the size is, but they have the ability to make them at the county. Because
yeah, that's
unorganized
where I thought we'd do these
Yeah.
ones.
Unorganized territories gets all their signs made to and their signs are about this,
Yeah.
from bottom here to the,
Yeah,
and when I'm driving down the road in the middle of a storm or anytime
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, it's a challenge to see.
yeah,
And like this intersection up here doesn't have any signage at all, other than
No.
the blinking light.
no.
So, and Chapman Road, I know, I had that sign be moved over, but now you can't see it coming from the other way. So, that's partially because of Mr. Porter's tree, but nevertheless, the signs, I don't know if there's something going forward, maybe we can look at
Bigger
doing
signs.
all the signs over,
Yeah,
Sure.
taller,
yeah,
Bigger, taller.
because you have to slow all the way down.
yeah,
Is that it? We generally know our coverage area,
yeah,
but sometimes we call on other departments to come in to our town,
Sure.
and they can't know their coverage area and our coverage area also.
yeah.
So,
We'll look into the bigger signs.
Okay, so signage sounds like a
Yeah.
popular item.
See, I just found out that the county does the road signs.
right,
They've done the E911 number signs that
Right.
we have, but they just sent us a notice notifying us that they are doing the road signs now. They'll even do these numbers,
Free?
sequences.
Is what you
No, they charge us, and they don't give us the poles or the bracket, it's just the sign, but it is cheaper
said. Right,
than white signs, which is where we've been getting them,
okay,
so, yeah.
good.
I'm not really sure whose responsibility in town that would fall on, but I'd be happy to be of assistance to going around and, hey, this is not really the right one, we need something better here.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so that's fire.
Yeah.
You guys wanna move on to rescue?
I do.
Okay,
So we did 13 calls last month. We were able to respond to 10 of the 13, which is an improvement.
well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. But again, it's daytime calls we're not able to fill, so that need still remains. One of our drivers, Jason Jordan, just came back from Guam. He was on military deployment, so we have another driver back in town. We've installed the computers that you guys approved, and they're working really well, as well as they can be without having internet directly attached to them. I need to sort of move forward with the Microsoft Office and getting that done. I wrote this report using that, but the temporary subscription that came with the computer is going to be expiring here in the next couple days.
Okay,
So in order for me to write a budget, do other administrative tasks that I need to have that Microsoft Office done.
do you have, let me just interject here. Do we have an internet booster or no? Just a phone booster put in? Is your internet adequate to do what you have to do over there?
So, we actually, while you were gone, the town entered into a contract to have the whole thing taken care of.
Right.
Right, so, and that's the wiring we're waiting on having
We've
done.
got it over there, Nate's ordered all the parts and
Oh,
stuff.
to
He
get
hasn't
you
come and.
adequate.
Right, we're just not
hooked
there
up.
yet.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right, that's fine.
Right now, I'm piggybacking with this RSU's permission off of the pre-K's internet from my computer,
Okay.
but the one we write reports on is into the hard line.
That's why I was asking, because I knew
Yeah.
we had said,
Yeah.
go ahead and straighten
Yeah,
this out
he
and get us
hasn't
up,
done it yet.
upgraded a little bit.
He
Okay.
said it'd be a couple of weeks, he had to order the parts
Okay,
and get his team
okay.
organized.
And the other thing is, I've been in communication with Cindy on it.
I gave him copies
Oh.
of what you sent me.
Oh, actually, this is,
From the
since you
American-
brought up the cell phone booster, I've been in contact with Cindy. So far, it's not really been completely reliable to a point where I'm comfortable not having a phone there for the staff.
Okay,
So I'm going to be doing a diagnostic test. I talked to Wittens, which is the company that put that in. I'm going to be trying to figure out how we can have it better over there. But if not, they're going to need to come back and do something different. They're getting a good signal on this side, but I worked in the office this weekend and needed to make calls and they were dropping out.
Okay.
So
All right, I was hoping that would be a better,
I haven't had any issues because I don't use my phone a lot on this side.
Right.
It scares me when it rains now because it never rains in this building.
Chris, ask me, not ask me, I'm wondering, and bear with me, I guess is what I want to say. Do you think we could search something and find something on the internet? Is there anything that would like go on the outside of the window over
Well-
there to help pull a signal?
what this system that they installed is actually they put an antenna on the roof here.
Okay,
And that antenna is bringing that signal in,
right,
amplifying it, and then rebroadcasting it.
okay,
But it's not rebroadcasting it at a level that is sufficient to what we need.
yeah,
So whether that means they need to put a different type of antenna on, or they need to raise what's currently there.
What's currently there?
Yeah, I'm gonna go around and do a couple checks to see the decibel, which is a thing I can do on my phone,
Yep,
which is the information that they've asked that I do, and report back that information. But we have a call outside, it works. When I come into the building, it doesn't work. So there is a signal to be taken.
right,
It's just the
getting it inside.
hardware that will make it work.
Okay, getting it inside the building.
Right.
Just gonna tweak it a little bit.
Right.
I thought they had a device where they were gonna walk around the building.
They did.
Sure.
They did.
Yeah, he thought he had it pretty good, but I was dropping calls, so.
I mean, I'm getting I get 3 bars in my office, I get 4 bars out.
Have you
And-
taken yours over there to see
And
what you
I've
get?
gone over there to the door, I didn't go in because the alarm and I are not friends.
Right,
But I went to the door and had 3 bars, but it dropped down to 2 the minute I got close to the door. But all across the gym, I had 3 bars, which 3 out of 5 is,
Yeah.
So-
better than what we had, but it's
Absolutely.
not strong enough.
Right, but it's, right, and it'd be one thing if that was just a secondary, device, where I had a phone already.
Yeah,
But there's no phone over there.
it's your primary,
Right, it's the primary method.
right,
So they do have different types of antennas. The one that's currently in there is the same one that sits above the town manager's office, but only goes 70 degrees out from the panel. So it does not cover, omnidirectional type thing. He said he has more luck with those ones than the omnidirectional.
maybe
But
up
so
here
far
he
it's
should
not
try the other one.
Right,
Maybe he should try the other one.
so.
Okay,
That's that on the cell phone booster. I'm also just making note that I'm going to be submitting, unless the town manager, I haven't really directly discussed it yet. Another MMA grant for another set of turnout gear. We have not purchased the first set yet, but I am in contact with the rep from one of the turnout gear companies and going to be working on that has to be purchased before May 1st
Okay,
in order to get that 2/3 back.
okay.
So that is being worked on. I'm going to put in another thing for that. And the other thing I'm going to put in, again, with the town manager's approval or disapproval, you know, I haven't talked to her about this, but the keyboards that came with the computers are very small. So separate from the safety part of the grant, they have a section for ergonomics. So I'm going to put in 4 keyboards, and we'll probably wrap the town office's keyboards into that as well, for more ergonomic keyboards.
Okay.
It's just, they're way too small, and it causes frustration when you're typing something and then it kicks it somewhere else.
Right.
Because it's not typed right.
Sure.
So that's that, and obviously I'll come back with prices on that before we actually put that in.
Okay.
And then the last thing that I have is in your packets are AED trainers and CPR mannequins. Going forward, what we'd like to do is be able to do our own CPR training, as well as expand that on to members of the fire department who are willing to do that. We had a CPR call a few weeks ago, and for quite a long time, or it felt really long to me, and when you put it in numbers, it was quite a long time for one person. I was doing CPR on a person by myself. And that's, if you ever had to do CPR on a person, it's very strenuous.
Yeah.
And I was actually coming from another call to this one. I was coming from another call, and I had asked, I had the fire department toned as well so we could get CPR personnel, but Dwight was able to come out, but he's not a CPR person, and Chief Williamson was able to come out, but again, not a CPR person, but that was it. So,
I had CPR training with our OSHA training. I had it done at the shop, and you're right, it's really hard to keep that up for any length of time.
right, and especially when you're doing it on a real person.
Yeah, this is just a mannequin on the
Right,
floor.
so.
That's what he wants to get is the mannequin.
Right,
Yeah.
so what I'd like to get is the mannequins, the AED trainers, so we can do it for our rescue personnel. Hopefully bring on some personnel from the fire department for just that purpose. They might not want to join the rescue, do EMS stuff.
Right, but it would be,
we need more manpower
Yeah.
when you got a CPR call. That's an all hands, everybody around,
Right.
come help me.
Right,
Or come help, this person.
right.
And then after we build that, base, we'd like to extend to do community CPR classes
Sure,
once or twice a year.
that's a good idea.
And Tom's a
And Tom is,
certified,
yes, Tom is a CPR instructor,
Okay.
so he's got the ability to do all that. One of the benefits of having more people in the community CPR certified, other than being able to do CPR, is you qualify to be a Heart Saver community, which is an American Heart Association program. You have so many AEDs around town, so many percent of the population is CPR certified.
Right.
And they give you this little plaque that you get to put on the rescue truck, and then like a sign that you put on when you enter a town,
Right.
under the Ricky Craven sign or whatever.
Right.
and we might be able to help offer it to other surrounding
Right.
fire departments too.
Right,
Well,
because-
I wonder if they didn't want to help participate in the cost of that, to share in the cost.
Well, the thing is, I would give them, authorization if they wanted to do it over there or stuff, if he kept it here and helped the fire departments get trainees, then.
Right,
But it would be a benefit if they came and helped us too.
right.
You know,
Right.
You had that,
And
Okay, so this is just information that you're gonna be looking into. I can see the costs here.
Right, yeah,
You're
it's-
gonna you give it to Cindy and you guys are gonna discuss
well,
the
he
budget.
needs your approval
Well,
of
yeah, I've already-
$1,000,
we've
over
already-
$500, so
Right.
we'd like to purchase it.
yeah, we got the
So-
funds.
You have the funds,
Yep.
his budget's all set?
Yep.
Okay. I don't see any reason. The AED practice trainer, essentials 4-pack.
So they're not exactly the AED that we use here, but AEDs are pretty self-explanatory. You push the button and it tells you what to do.
And then
So
the
that's-
next, then you're gonna get the basic life support instructor manual
Yeah, so
program.
once we were to expand this onto, and actually, we talked about the town office personnel being instructed in it as well.
Yeah.
We would need to buy a different curriculum for that, because this is a medical provider curriculum, just different language and
Okay.
things like that, but you have to be in accordance with the CPR certification, you have to use it. But, you know, the curriculum's only $37,
Right.
so.
And then the other one is the instructor's economy starter pack. I can see 4 Joe Schmoes and 4 little babies,
Right,
mannequins.
yes.
Okay, 784, 36, 40, I'll say $40 and about $250. So he's all set with that?
Yeah, money-wise, yeah, he has.
I don't have any problem with that. As a matter of fact, I think it's a good idea to start building our,
And, you know, it's really a 2, if not more, you know, full thing in that, when we're getting out, that's opportunity to thank the taxpayer for supporting us by, you know, giving them this base of knowledge.
right,
It allows them to potentially save their family member's life or their neighbor's
right, a
life.
free CPR class.
Right, a free CPR class. And, you know, maybe it's gonna recruit some people who
Yeah.
might wanna join.
When would you anticipate you might offer this course?
Well, I'd like to work with the fire department first to get those people who are going to respond with us trained up. But maybe this summer, you know, we'll hold something right here in the gym.
Yeah.
We could only have, you know, 6 people at a time, because that's just the limits of instructor's license, you know,
Right.
that ratio 1 to 6.
But the infant one would probably be fairly attractive to any like daycare providers.
Right, and I think they already have to have that requirement
Oh, I
anyway.
see.
But, yeah, you know. new
You might be
parents-
able to get something started with the daycare providers in town that possibly save them from going wherever that,
Right,
you know.
Right, when
yeah,
once-
I absolutely see the benefit in that.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I don't want to fill a spot with a company that's already required to pay for
Right.
this,
Yeah.
when I can fill it with somebody who just wants to do it because they want to better themselves and be available. But I absolutely, you know, if we had a problem filling the 6 positions,
Yeah.
then I'd go that way.
All right, do you need a motion on this?
Yes, he needs permission.
All right,
from
I will
the-
make a motion that we approve make a motion that we allow the rec department to, rescue department to purchase AED trainer and basic life support instruction manual and an instructor's economy starter pack for CPR. The estimated total cost is about, let's say, 800, 250, and 50, about $1,200, $1,300.
I didn't put any shipping in there, so I'm not sure if there would be.
Okay,
so maybe
well, in case there's
maybe
additional
13,
shipping.
yeah. That'd be great, thanks.
I'll make a motion again that we approve the purchase of the AED practice trainer for $250, basic life support for $37, $40 I'll say, and instructor's economy pack for $784 plus shipping. Probably the estimated total is about $1,500.
Second.
Second, all in favor? I'm looking at you, you know.
I know that.
All 3 and 0, it all carried.
Thank you.
What about your
Maybe that's his
Microsoft
way.
Office? Is that
I
the
think we already-
895 thing? We
Yeah,
already did
we've
that.
already done that.
Yes,
We just
okay.
need to
Did that
do
as
it.
part of the computers, I
Yep.
believe this
Yep.
That program that you're talking about, I think will satisfy comments that were made at the last town meeting, the first one, the original one, where somebody got up and spoke about departments giving back to the town. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Being said that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep,
I mean, I think it probably should just be noted, doing our job, doing the rescue work is providing a service to the town already.
Yeah.
But this is going up above and beyond.
yeah, what her meaning was, that I think she used the animal control officer as an example to provide something back to the town. And in addition to what she was contracted for.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, if I just might make the distinction, it's just a little bit different because she collects a weekly salary whether she
I
does.
understand, I'm
Yeah.
not pointing fingers, I just think
No, right.
it's a good thing that you're
Absolutely.
doing this for the community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it's good.
Yep.
Okay, all set? Anything
Thank you
else?
very much.
Anything else? No, no problem, thank you. Thank you for doing, I like it when you come and you got the research here and everything, it's all good. Okay, so we've got a letter from the rec department, an email from Kelly.
This was just an email that I was CC'd on, but I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
talked to her, so I kind of put this in as her report,
Okay,
just to let you know what they were working on.
okay, looks like they, gonna get together and plan their spring and summer and Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 15th. They need to discuss movie night. Usually in the spring, we also do a hunter or archer safety class, which I think is great. Set dates for Newburgh Day and craft fair, and what are we gonna do at Newburgh Day, bigger or smaller? What is the future of paint night? Kids, gym time might be a possibility, plus a lot more. If we have one long meeting, I think we can have fewer short meetings for the rest of the year. Okay, so the rec department's getting this on stuff. Oh, this is my favorite. Gary, how are you?
Good.
Good. What's new at the library?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, you all set? All good, huh? Okay.
Next year, next year.
Next year, all right, all right. Town manager, I have a couple of things. Well, I found these, this is something from Town of Newburgh Road Crew.
Yes, this lady sent this letter and I just thought it would
Can I
make
read
you
it?
feel good.
Can I read it out loud?
Yes.
It's addressed to Town of Newburgh Road Crew. To those concerned, I am sending this letter to say a big thank you for paving the Newburgh end of the Dahlia Farm Road. It has been a godsend. I have traveled over that dirt road for 27 plus years and have held my breath in the wintertime many times on whether I would make it to work and home again. Also had many interesting rides in the spring when it would get muddy. I so appreciate that you have kept it sanded this winter, and I just wanted to give a huge kudos to the road crew who make my journey each morning and evening back and forth safe and secure. I appreciate you. Best regards, Randy Gallagher. Very nice. Very nice. Well, there. That's really
She's a
nice.
Monroe resident.
Well, we'll still take a thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so town manager, you're up.
Do you want to, I put a copy of the members' notice in here, just to let you know, when we discussed the Spillman program,
Mm-hmm.
that the forestry where they report NIMPers is what rescue reports do, and MIMPers is what fire departments rescue, they report to. Well, we had discussed that within 6 months to a year, they were gonna be implementing this program.
Right.
Well, the fire department part, they implemented last week.
Oh, the state implemented last
Yes.
week,
They're still working on the rescue part of it.
but the rescue's all on the Spillman program, correct? No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But the fire department came up the other day and filled out their paperwork and submitted it to the state to be allowed to access this new program.
Right.
So I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay.
And
Well,
Chris
aren't they
will,
gonna have to set up a secure computer system as well?
I don't know what the deal is as far as secured system. I know, and I don't know if they'll be able to utilize it without, I know they will be able to utilize it without Spillman, I believe. But they won't be able to utilize certain parts of it,
Oh, I
is
see.
the way I understand it. Because Spillman is going to input information into it.
Oh, okay. Well, just keep us updated on it. I kind of was under the impression that the rescue department was already using the Spillman program. I
Well, that's what we're
apologize.
waiting for the internet to
Okay.
be installed, and then
Adequate
we
internet
need
over there.
we need the Spillman program
Okay.
comes with that router that we had to buy. And that
okay.
router doesn't get implemented till it gets
Wired,
Wired.
hardwired and straightened out, yeah. Okay,
So, but I am assuming Chris will get us online just as soon as they're ready and we're ready. So,
Definitely.
the motor vehicle notice that I gave you is just letting you know that they are starting the month, I believe, of February. The new MVR forms that we're gonna be required to use, there's a copy of them in here. I just got the printer today, it's sitting by my door.
Did we have to buy that?
we did have to buy that.
Yeah, so just to let you know that we've got the printer, they'll bring the forms with them and we'll, just soon as they're organizing the dates, they'll let us know when they're coming in and do it,
All
so. Let's see,
I read and signed my financial reports.
did you?
Yes, do you want my paper back?
I did.
I actually did my homework this time.
They're here and then five
right.
rules over there.
All right, let's skip it around.
And I told you about the grants.
Yep,
Office hours, we brought the office hours back up to 5 o'clock. I still haven't done Fridays, but we are doing
Brian's is not done yet.
till 5 o'clock instead of 4.
okay.
So we have gotten that. Class for vitals, I scheduled. I didn't want to do
Right.
close the office or leave Wendy alone, so it just so happens they just scheduled some new classes because they filled up, and Wendy is actually going on a Wednesday, the 22nd of March, and I'm going on March 24th, which is a Friday.
Okay,
So,
I know.
Budget Committee. Erin Dumont was one of the names mentioned.
Yes,
And she said she would like to be on the budget committee. If
Wonderful.
you guys are all set with the list that I gave you,
yes.
I will.
I see two new names on there and I think it's awesome.
Yep.
Karen and Tracy.
Yep. So if you are all set with that list of names, I will,
Some new faces, some
Yeah.
new eyes, some new thinking processes.
yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
hoping
awesome.
to have a meeting before the end of February,
Okay.
scheduled. The department heads have to have the budget to me by the 15th.
Okay,
And then I usually give myself a week or so to get everything they give me in, and then I'll schedule.
and bug
a
them
meeting
when
with
they're
them.
late and, yeah.
Yeah. Did that. That's done.
You mean Chris's isn't done yet?
I gotta have that Microsoft Office.
I have scheduled spring cleanup. It's gonna
Okay.
be June 17th.
All right, that's good to know. Spring cleanup.
And,
Is that a Saturday?
yes, it's a Saturday. And I will be attending next Tuesday, a meeting, we started this last year, we'll be meeting with Rick and Emil and,
Nice. I like it.
Angus, Phil, I, and a representative from Frankfurt will be meeting with the superintendent, the financial director, just to get a roll on the budget, where they are, all that, so hopefully we won't
Sad
cause.
22 budget meetings. Yeah, you really slapped the bee's nest last year.
Yeah, a lot of people heard about this.
I thought it was great.
Couple other things. Food cupboard. She got me insurance.
Okay,
They had it at the fire station. Hasn't said anything about having it up here yet.
Okay.
I guess they're happy having it down there, so.
okay. But she did provide you
She
with
got her
an
certificate of liability, $1 million policy.
So the
So-
food cupboard is happening currently at the Newburgh Fire Station,
Yes.
and she has provided, okay.
Yep.
That's part of the information that's out of date on the website.
The food pantry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why don't you take that over, Brian?
Well, but I was.
The other girl's
making-
working on it, she's
Yeah,
just waiting for me to send her
Yeah,
information.
no, I haven't forgotten you.
I've been looking at it and
Road postings. Do you want me just to do like I did last year and wait till everybody's posted, or do you want a particular time, or?
I don't think you can pick a date because of the weather.
Right. I think we should wait, because if you have a really cold February and into March, you'll post later. I'm not fond of road postings
I know.
personally. So I'm gonna let you guys judge that. But I think it's a bit
Oh,
early
we
to
do need
post.
to post.
Not
it
now,
at some
but
point.
Right.
like last year, we followed the other towns when they started posting
I
their
think
roads.
that's kind of a good
So,
idea, just something
And
like that.
would you have a problem if I got one of the boys from Wellman's?
No, I wouldn't,
To do it?
because last year you stood on like a step stool on the inside of the road, correct?
Yeah.
I think you've already,
I think
this year she
they're a
went
much better idea than you.
this year she went up to the old town office and put antifreeze down the toilets
Oh, I
and
know,
the sinks. So
I've heard all about it.
I think let's let her not do the road posted signs this year.
My
Okay?
last thing is town meeting.
Okay.
Do we want to try for another June town meeting?
Well, let me ask you this. What was the final conclusion about the audit? It's gotta have that audit.
Well, see, and then they came here and said, if I'd have put our financials in the
Yeah.
town report, they'd have been fine.
Right.
So my thought is try for June, and I will put our books as of a certain date. It's not gonna be final.
Right.
But they knew that, it was
Yeah,
very clear.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and I just was talking to Heath, because the school does the same thing.
Right.
He goes, the audit has nothing to do with passing the budget.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
but
It really doesn't.
it doesn't have a thing, but I think I will pick a date, end of month as of,
May 31st. or something,
whatever, whenever it's gonna be printed, I'll do it and line it up and,
Okay.
and make sure everything's balanced and all of that, and, but I won't have any concrete numbers on fund balance and stuff until the books are closed and
Right.
everything.
We will have estimated or approximate numbers
Yeah,
on
it'll be
current
right at
fund-
those
end
numbers.
of May fund balance
Yeah.
numbers. Okay.
should we structure the budget committee as open to the public and promote it as such?
Sure,
So that we don't run into what we did last year with
Yeah.
people saying they weren't aware of it and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we
yeah,
weren't
I think-
invited. But I think it would have to be very, very controlled
yeah,
through the chairman about comments.
Right,
right.
yeah.
I think they've got to be very, very
A
careful.
good buddy on that committee, he
Yeah.
knows how to be a chairman.
Yeah, he knows how to
And a
reach
couple
out.
others who would.
And he'll be, I think he'll be fair about listening and not letting it run on and on and on and
Yeah.
whatever. But that's,
I don't think people are really interested, but at least the offer's there.
right.
Yeah,
For the 2 or 3 or 5
Yeah.
that wanna go and listen, absolutely, put it right out there.
and the, Janine has been cleaning up the website.
Okay.
She sent me a list the other day of questions, and I haven't had a chance to answer her back.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of stuff to send her to upload and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'm hoping, because I've been kind of just trying to get caught up.
Mhm.
And I think I'm seeing the
Almost-
light of day.
Almost be there.
A little hole.
Being a jack of all trades in this town, you ought to give
I'm
some
hanging
of them up.
signs, I'm putting antifreeze in toilets.
Yeah, so, but I'm hoping starting Monday, I'll be able to get her a bunch of stuff, and
Okay.
she'll work on it, and get it updated.
Okay.
I guess that's all I have.
Okay, so that's what you have there. We have here the special town meeting warrant. Do you want to discuss this? Fire rescue department.
Driver's list background checks update first.
Okay,
All I got to say on that is, we are all
Good.
Good.
sweet.
okay.
We are.
Driver's
We're all
license are done,
good.
background checks
We
are all
are.
done.
We are.
Wonderful.
We are.
That's-
There. I have them all. They all pretty much wanted copies of what I got, so I've done that.
That's fine.
I have one person, the new guy, he signed yesterday for me, and I gotta do his, but everybody else is done.
Good. Nice. I
So,
like it.
I
Okay.
think you guys ought to think about having it done too.
Skip had his done, his copy's over there, I gave him a
A
copy.
background check?
Because I've heard some grumbling from the fire department that we are the only ones who don't have to do it, blah, blah, blah.
I'll do it. I can have a background check. You all will see how many speeding tickets I've got. and That's about it.
I didn't know it was online, but I said, okay, I'll get mine done.
That only
That's all
comes
I
on a
do.
driver's license check, not a background check.
What's that?
Speeding tickets don't come out on a background check.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's only crimes.
Okay. Sure.
Speeding tickets
Want
are
me
a
to?
driving violation.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
Well, you can imagine where that's coming from. But I did that. Okay, I'll do it. No problem.
Okay. So, we're all good there. So, special town meeting item,
Yes,
the warrant.
thought,
So, Brian, by the way, I think the narrative that you did regarding the warrant articles is very good.
Thank you.
Very good. I think it'll be, you guys are gonna post that on the website.
yep,
I don't have it, I guess I don't have it.
and I
right
thought I printed a copy
read
to
it.
be signed, and now I can't find it. Did I punch you guys'?
here. No?
Because I need one signed, but
Do you want us to sign one?
as long, yeah, I need it signed.
Okay.
The one thing that I'd like to bring up before we do sign, I think you and I might have talked separately on Article 5 on this last sentence. I think you said it wouldn't apply anyway, so can we just take that right off?
Yeah?
So in the
Because I-
event that this ordinance fails, the
Yeah.
select board feels
That's
it
in the
will
narrative anyway, that,
indemnify staff and
Yeah.
other members from the liability, okay.
because that can't be part of the warrant, I mean. the
Oh,
article.
it cannot be part of the article,
No,
okay.
so you, can I run in and do another one and take it off?
Yeah,
Sure.
Because, okay,
sorry.
that's okay. You guys can go on and you'll give me a minute.
We'll talk about you.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about number 4 passing, we'll see. That allows us to sell off wood lots and anything else. We put it in there to sell off the tree,
Right.
Right,
but the way it's worded,
Well,
we
what's
could sell
wrong
off
with that?
fire station, we could sell off a wood lot, we could sell off anything.
I'm not sure the town should own a wood lot anyway, personally.
I think the town had maintained woodlots and harvested them
We
every
used
once
to
in a while.
harvest them, make money on them,
Yeah,
of course it all went in Cindy's pocket for a while, but
right. Yeah, it was all for naught for a while.
yeah, we used to make a good check on it. The Wickham just, we used to have Forester,
Yeah,
and Wickham just harvested for us.
yeah. I think,
No, I'm just saying, I don't know, people, because the way it's worded, it will allow us to sell off any property the town owns.
I see.
Here's what I know.
Without bringing it to anybody? I mean, no,
Uh,
that's giving us like carte blanche.
I think it does, only my interpretation of it.
So let me read this again. Authorize the board on behalf of the town, I just had thoughts of it with the old town office there to sell and or dispose of property revenue from such as.
There's nothing about the old town office in there. It says excess property,
Mm.
not tax acquired property or anything else. Who puts the word excess on that lot over there or that wood lot?
Right.
Do we get to decide what excess is? Are the town people going to decide?
But if you don't have that, how do you get rid of something that needs to go? Say you buy a new piece of equipment.
Oh, it may pass. I'm just saying, if it doesn't, we'll just go in June and ask for one that's specific to the town.
Right, exactly. Okay, so that does not have,
Right now, you're only supposed to give it a tax acquired.
Do we need a motion to sign this?
Yes, just, yeah.
Sorry. You guys gotta keep an eye on me. A little bit of this.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we sign the special town meeting warrant.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
3-0 carry. Okay, so,
And you guys are good with this ordinance?
yes.
So if you, this is the latest one, if you can just sign the last page, just that, on the very bottom of the last page, just that that's the one you agreed to.
Do you need a motion for that too?
No, just, you just sign it, I just want,
You're getting us all involved with this.
Code CYA.
Here, I'm just gonna pass you the last page. How's that? And you can sign that.
and I did have,
Okay. So that's the last page, all signed, that warrant.
thank you.
Okay, so that's the warrant and the ordinance and public hearing.
Just,
That's gonna be March
22nd, I believe.
22nd, is that a Tuesday?
Yes, and then the 27th. Is it the 22nd and the 27th?
I'm lost.
My newsletter.
28th
March 28th is the vote.
is the vote. And the 22nd, I believe, is the public hearing. And, there is, I had a copy of the ballot here, but, they have to be additional enough.
Is that all posted? Is that, are those dates posted?
Not yet,
Not yet.
not yet.
Can I play devil's advocate?
What's that?
I know I have to be home by the last week because I'm running a canoe race on Saturday, April 8th. So the 22nd is 2 weeks before that. That's a race. That's a race. I'll probably be here. Do you want to move it up a couple of 1 week so that I'm 100% sure I'm going to be here?
You told me you was gonna be here when I.
I know. There's canoe races that weekend, so I should be here. I'm just saying.
For the
For the
vote?
public hearing.
For the public
Oh,
hearing.
oh, oh.
I'm not worried about voting, but for the public hearing, I don't want to hang you guys
That's up to you. They want you here at the public hearing. If you don't think you're gonna be here, then we'll have to move it up a week.
Is that a problem for anybody?
I don't have a problem.
Okay. Because we've got March
As
22nd,
long as I'm off like an open down.
which is a Wednesday. Let's move it up 1 week. I would be more comfortable with that.
Alright, let me find it. I gotta go change the date.
I've got the calendar right here. So if we had the public hearing on Wednesday, March 29th, and then, because you had it on a Wednesday, then a Tuesday, and we did the voting on Tuesday, April 4th,
The 4th day of April.
yes. The public hearing would be Wednesday, March 29th, and the following Tuesday would be April 4th.
Okay, so the public hearing is the 29th.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to be in Pennsylvania. On the way
Change
home.
this. Okay.
Oh, that's right, it was on there, wasn't it? Sorry.
And I don't. Those spot.
Sorry, Cindy.
That's okay.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm good. Oh, here.
I'd rather I be here than change it.
My husband's a little, I know that you never know what he's gonna do,
All right.
but that way it would give me a little
Leeway.
Yeah, because I know I'm running a canoe race, like I said, on April 8th.
When you run,
South Abscook.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to, the last few years, it's been dwindling and just trying to keep it alive. Just, you know, you used to do that South Abscook race and there'd be 30 guys in the OC1 class.
Right,
Just
right,
just
just
in that one
In that
class.
one, yeah.
Used to be 80 people there,
Yeah.
50, 100 people there. Now we're lucky if we have, you know, over 60 participants. It's a good turnout, you know. Nobody wants to get in that white water anymore.
Hundreds of people used to go to watch it.
Yeah. Remember
Climb
that?
that bridge. and-
Emerson Mill Road was just
Oh, yeah, it
packed.
was packed. You had a good car.
We'd all hike down behind Bushyards
Yeah.
and be at Crawford's on that side of the river.
Crawford's over there, yeah.
On the opposite side, so I know that was a big deal back then.
Back then it was.
Yeah. I think I might have a picture of a whole bunch of us down there, as a matter of fact. You might have been in that.
That was a big deal. We went to all kinds of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't race, but I went to every one there was.
Yeah, exactly. That's what somebody was talking about. There used to be, well, Bruce Morgan from Newburgh
Yeah.
and Tim Morgan,
Yeah.
his brother raced, the McCluskeys raced,
Yeah.
Tim and Paul. It was all
Right.
kinds of local competition. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, long story short, I'm more comfortable with that being the public hearing being on the 29th. It'll be okay. So. We'll just re-sign her. Do we have the newsletter, new business? Is there a new newsletter?
There's she gave me a draft.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I brought that. Sorry, I apologize.
No problem.
Should have thought of that before we got all this going on.
Have you seen it, Renee?
The newsletter?
Yeah.
No. I know I got one, but I don't think I read it. I think I left it at home.
What's that?
The newsletter, copy of the
You
newsletter.
and I went over it this morning.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I've got a lot going on.
Okay, go and get
She
some
has crammed a
sleep.
lot in a week.
I'm spread thin here. I'll give that one to Skip to sign. I'll give that. Okay, wait a minute. I'll make a motion that we sign the revised special town meeting warrant that changes the dates for the public hearing to
March
March
29th.
20, Tuesday, March 29th, and voting for the following, or Wednesday, March 29th, and voting for the following Tuesday, April 4th.
Second.
All in favor? Carry 3-0. Yes, you're right, sorry, Cindy. I didn't have it in front of me, I thought I was losing it. Well, I am losing it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yay.
Is that?
Again.
We gotta change the letter too, so
Yeah,
we'll.
I'll
we'll
make a
change
note.
mine. I think it's in mine too.
Right
Send
on
me
the
an
front
email
page.
and remind me.
Yeah.
So when do you want to send out the newsletter? You want it out before the public hearing, but you don't want it out too early that they read it and forget about it. But
No,
you
but-
don't want it too close that they don't have time.
Personally, I'd like it out in time because I think there's gonna be a rebuttal to it.
Yeah,
And like some time to respond to the rebuttal.
okay, all right.
So if the public hearing is on the last week in March, Brian, right there,
Yep.
when do you,
How about the week of the 6th? Would that,
First week in March, send out the
first week in
newsletter?
March?
does that make
There's a
sense?
couple of weeks at it.
Yeah,
Because you remember what happened last time? There was a letter that went out and you guys
Right.
did something.
That's true.
or even the
But
last week
even
in
if there
February.
isn't, I would like to put out a second one, even if there isn't a response to the first.
Because we really should put one out
Because-
to have the cleanup and stuff in it, maybe a
Yeah.
little
Right, okay,
sooner, and for town meeting and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of these things, once isn't enough. You
Yeah.
just keep over
Yeah.
and over.
So
I
if we
think
send this, if we send this one out,
Yep,
like the last of this month,
the last of
Yeah.
February?
last of February,
yep. And then we'll do another one maybe the week of the 13th or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, all right, there's February right
Or the
there.
20th. We've got to get closer to it probably, so, yeah.
Okay.
right around the,
So send out the first newsletter, the last week of February would be Monday, the 27th, February 27th.
okay,
And then send out the second newsletter,
Yeah, somewhere, so, you know, we're gonna do the 28th for a
Right.
public meeting, so if it comes out just, whoops.
that's all right.
just
Just
before.
prior to that, it would be probably the best.
So the
if we
week of
came
the
out
20th,
Yeah, 21st, 22nd, something like that, so they can have it time.
yeah, if it was
Okay,
in
because
the
I
mail.
know they want to do an open house sometime in the spring, so that'll give you an opportunity.
The late spring.
Yeah, so,
Well, hopefully we can start doing these on a more regular
Yeah.
basis and get the information out
Yeah.
there.
Okay,
I've always thought that if we could just get written minutes of detailed minutes of our meetings, I mean, that would be a real good foundation for a newsletter in itself.
right, right.
So
And they are
people
working on
know
those.
what's- Yeah. so
They are
people
working
know
on
what
all
we're
those.
doing and what's
We have
going on.
somebody who's typing them up?
Gina is doing the ones from when she finished this way,
Okay.
and I've got, Wendy is actually working on the 9th, was it the 9th, we had a meeting.
Right,
I had to go in and move them around a little bit, she had everything under Selectmen's comments.
right.
And then I
Okay.
had to explain, but she's getting the feel of it now, and she's working on those, and she's gonna work back towards Gina.
Nice.
So, we
Okay.
will get them all done, and,
Oh, that's nice of Gina
So-
to do that.
yep,
Really.
yep,
Okay,
so,
all right, so we've got that pretty much set.
okay. Yep. All right.
So it's gonna be, again, it's going to be,
March
March
29th.
29th, which is a Wednesday for the public hearing. And the following Tuesday, April 4th.
Is that 7 days?
It's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh shit, 7 is the 5th.
I need 7 days from the public hearing to the town meeting.
Well, if it's gonna be Wednesday to Wednesday then. What are the first dates? The first dates were 22nd to the 29th.
That's
I
7
thought it was
days.
Tuesday to Tuesday, wasn't it? That was a,
It was
7 days.
Wednesday to Wednesday.
oh,
Well, you might wanna print that off one more time. I guess, before the end of the meeting.
So the public hearing's on the 29th.
Yeah, and the following 7 days later is Wednesday the 5th.
We can't do the public hearing on the 28th?
Yeah, we could.
We wouldn't have to reprint the warrant? You'll be
Okay,
here?
yeah. I just wanna make sure that I'm here, you know, not on my way here, but here.
you just.
I'll call and remind you to come home.
Yeah.
You send me a bus ticket?
Skip it, I'll
Yeah,
come
that,
get you.
that's fine. Yeah, Wednesday,
Okay.
Tuesday the 28th is fine.
Okay,
Okay. So it's
All right.
Tuesday the 28th.
and that gives us 7 days, and I need 7 days.
Yep. And, okay, so do you want to move on to new business?
Building inspection.
I'm sorry, building inspection. Yes, I'm having a hard time tonight.
Brian had asked me, when I sent this to you guys, as to why I chose him, this one.
Right.
And my answer to that is, I'm hoping we get our money's worth. You get what you pay for, because this guy was $1,000, the other guy was $500. And this guy was very professional, I met with him, and then he went back and did this, and outlined what he was going to do. So, if you guys are all set with this,
Looks like a very detailed report
Yes.
for the samples. so-
yes. He was very professional about it, and he's done them before, and
Did you, your thoughts, you all set?
I'm all set, and I'm for spending more money to get the final judgment on that building.
Right.
'cause I don't think it's gonna come back great, but that's just my personal feeling over the years.
I heard you speaking about the well a while ago. Does that water have to be tested every so often, do you know? I wonder if we should make that part of what we're doing as well, to see if we get potable water.
Oh, the drinking water up
Mm.
there?
It's the way, things have been going, that thing could easily have been contaminated somewhere along the way. And
I think that'll
nobody
be
would
part
know.
of the testing required by that gentleman, that on-site inspector.
The
I will,
drinking water? Oh,
I
yeah,
will
that
mention it to
probably-
him because he'll have to be
that's a good
there and
idea.
go
They
through
probably
that.
would have to test that.
Yep,
Okay.
they'll have to test.
Okay,
So-
so would you like a motion for this?
No, I'm good. You guys had already approved it. I just wanted the one, because I had a couple of them. this is the one that I settled on. And
Yeah, I think,
so I will give him a call and get that signed and back to him and get that on. It may be a little bit, unless we lose snow, which we know in the next few days we're not going to. But he was hoping to have not a lot of snow around the back of that building, to see the back of the building, but
right,
I'll see how quick he can get here and what he needs,
okay,
so.
all right.
We've
Okay.
done the newsletter.
New business, yes, we've done the newsletter. Everybody's all set with that?
Okay.
Bill over the allowed amount without purchase authority. We have an invoice here from Family Fire and Safety in Levant to Newburgh Fire Department for $2,250. It looks like it was one
Something.
something, Flora K2 tick for $13.50. I'd like to know what that is. Any idea what that is, Skip? Does it look like FLIR? K2 TIC?
Don't know.
I'm thinking it has something to do with Scott air packs and SCBA bottles.
2 Scott 30-minute 4,500 PSI SCBA bottles
The
manufactured.
400, that's about right. I don't know what. Unless it's a test on the air truck.
No, this was a purchase of an item,
An item.
yeah.
For K2TIC. I have no idea.
My personal feeling on this is I've never had a problem with a purchase for the fire department, as long as we know what the purchase is and who's doing it. But in this case, once again, we don't know anything about the purchase that's taking place. Nobody's given us any inkling of what it is. And the real problem is that it's not a municipal official appointed person making the purchase. Am I correct?
Yeah.
If we don't pay it, what happens?
That's a good question.
Do we become liable for it?
I
or-
don't know. I don't know.
I mean, somehow these guys gotta learn that there's a policy
Yeah.
that said A, B, C.
Yeah.
You come to us, come to you up to $100. Then you come to us, 500 or better, or however it goes. And then they have to tell us what this Flora K2 TIC is. Because I've been on the fire department, I had been on it for 14 years, and I've never heard of that.
And again, if you came to us and said, this item, whatever it is, something's broken and or something is old and we want to replace it.
I wouldn't have
and it's
any
in the
problem
budget, it's no
paying for
problem.
it.
Right, it's no problem with that. It's just going out and doing it without even letting us know that it's happening.
It's
I
a
guess.
flagrant abuse of the policies. It's rubbing our nose in it again.
Yeah.
And we don't do anything about it. Almost like we can't. Well, there must be. There's $600 nozzle. I know what it was last month or whatever, but there's still a $600 nozzle that didn't go through proper channels.
Right. Before that, it was the $650 or $700 propane tester meter,
Right,
remember
yeah.
that?
And that's just 3 or 4 things we
Yeah.
can think of right off the bat.
And you don't want to be, I don't want to be confrontational or anything else, but following the purchase policy is one of the things noted in our auditor's report.
Right.
It's one of those things that has,
That's why it's there.
that's why it's there. And that purchase policy was put
If
in
not, it
place.
means we'll chuck them out the window.
Right, it was put in place long before we were here.
In this year's audit, one of the recommendations was to implement a credit card policy.
Right,
Well, other than a Staples card and a credit card that I carry, the only other credit cards are fuel cards to the
to the
fire department.
right.
You know, and if you're not gonna do it for one, you can't do it for
Right.
some.
Well, and a fuel card is for fuel.
Yeah.
You can't buy anything else but fuel.
Well, no, you can buy, no, it can be purchased with, I think you can purchase anything at Dysart's.
See,
The
mine,
Citgo card.
you can limit those to just fuel if you call.
But you have the control on what vehicles.
Right.
But they, you know, I mean, I know, you know, as part of a credit card
But
policy.
I can also see at 11 o'clock when you're coming back from a fire, you gotta go even down to Big Dysart's and fuel that truck up before you go home.
Right, I don't,
That's a $300 purchase. That has to be.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
those,
You know,
yeah.
But these
It's not-
other things.
It's hard to be black and white, but this is something that you drove over here, you
Right.
drove to this place, and you knew you were gonna drive to the place, and all it is an email, I mean, to you, or well, actually, that
That
amount
would
should
have come to you, and all they had
to.
to do was say, you know, hey, this is the fire department, we had a meeting, we want to, you know, purchase this item, and this item from this side place, and the total amount's gonna be this amount, and this is why we want it.
Right.
Bring it to the next meeting,
It'll
get
be
it
that
approved,
simple.
and let them know, go ahead.
Right, right.
But we're not gonna be able to do any policies, you know, I mean, like
Right,
I said, the credit card policy, when you do a credit card policy, you know, you keep track of your mileage, you know, I filled up, this is what the mileage is, and, you know, we bought fuel, and, you know, it makes sure that the fuel being bought is going in the trucks, you know?
Oh, it's just, I think we're batting our heads against the wall to deal with something like this. It's not gonna change.
No,
It's,
you're probably right.
You know, it's to send a message, that's fine. It's too bad it has to be this way. But first of all, if you don't know what the bill's for, we certainly can't pay for
Right.
it. Another consideration is if it is an air pack, I mean, those were approved as part of the budget process last year, so there really shouldn't be any argument on its approval.
Right.
It's just the means in which they use to do it, and I don't see it changing. It's until we get the vote and that's coming up, and then we decide from there.
Can we, okay, well, I would like to know what the $1,350 item is. The air packs are obvious. They're older. These are probably, to me, I mean, I'm reading the Scott 30-minute 4,500 PSI SCBA bottles manufactured in 2012. So those are probably 2 used bottles for the air packs. But what is FLIRK2 tick? And until I get a little information on it, I'm just going to kick it back, is how I feel about that.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys feel, but
We'll give them
1,300,
up paying until we at least find out what it is.
right, $1,350 is quite a purchase. And like you said, if this came in and it was for just these 2 bottles, like Brian said, those bottles were in the budget, they're
Yeah.
familiar, we know them, you know, that sort of thing. This has we don't have an explanation or anything else, so. And this is something that should be inventoried.
Mhm.
If it's a piece of equipment, should it be inventoried? What is it?
Well, the bottom
and where
should
is it? Yeah. What is it and where is it? So, I don't know who we
I will-
talk to or send a letter to or,
I'll do what I can.
I would emphasize, I think, like I've told you, everything in writing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah.
okay. You wanna tell us the drama that's been going on at the sand salt shed?
All right, so, up until last year, there has always been a abundance of wasteful sand laying around at the sand shed. We cleaned it all up, everything's cleaned up, so this year, people want sand for their yards. So the plow drivers were putting out a loader bucket.
Mhm.
We have had,
So the plow drivers were leaving a loader bucket full of sand salt outside.
yeah, they dumped it
For
just
local
a
residents to come get a 5 gallon.
couple of 5-gallon buckets.
Right, okay.
So we have had tractors going in while they're out sanding the roads and the doors open, filling sanders and pickups. We have had just tractors driving in and getting a bucket load, and cleaning out the pile that they leave. We've even gone as far as somebody has broke into the door of the salt shed. And our plow guys witnessed a resident in town filling a pickup truck twice within a couple hours. The plow driver was in 2 different trucks, so he thought he was safe because he thought it was 2 different people and they didn't see him 2 different times.
Right.
It's an issue. It is an issue. They are now parking I stopped it last Thursday when I went down there and that building was broke into. That just, there's no need of
Yeah,
it.
it's no need.
It is not the town's responsibility to supply salt sand to residents.
Right. We
It
were
is
just
a
doing it as a courtesy.
The salt sand that is purchased with tax dollars, even though I was told, I don't have any kids in school, what else am I gonna get for my taxes? Well, if you want sand, go to Hughes Brothers, is what I told him. But it is a courtesy. If we have to go break into a pit in the middle of the winter because we ran out, because we're dumping, yards of it on the ground,
Right.
people are gonna be mad.
And it's just because a couple are abusing it.
Yeah,
It's only a couple of people. I'm
we need
assuming.
to figure something out, to cordon off an area I don't wanna, do away with not allowing people to get sand. In the town where I live, we have a box. It's probably the size of that bulletin board comes out, it's just big enough for a bucket.
Right.
It's made out of the log end things,
Right.
and it's got a cover on it. And the loader, every storm, the plow driver will fill the thing.
Right.
But these people are expecting me to call these plow drivers, make special trips after the storm to keep sand out there.
No.
And I can't do it. And, you put 1 bucket load or 2 bucket loads, they're just going in and scooping it up. I mean, it's
But
being
it's not,
abused.
it's not I'm thinking that Rick's father used to go over and get a couple of pails of sand and put down on his truck.
I have 2 totes at my house that we go out into the box and fill them up, and I mean, they last me, a while, and, but they're a couple, 5, maybe 4 or 5 gallon buckets, but, and I don't begrudge people doing that. I mean, Chris went down and filled buckets for here with salt to do the doors and stuff,
Right.
and stuff like that, and I mean, but they did, you can push the doors to one side when they're locked, really not, you have to squeeze them to one side
Right.
and yank, and it'll pop right out of that J channel. And they slide them the other way, both of them. And they went in, they dug into the sand pile, they even took raw salt. Backed the pickup right in there.
Security cameras.
It's not gonna do anything. I mean, how you
We
gonna,
can get plate numbers, we can get pictures of people,
We could send them a bill.
we can send them a bill for it. Call the sheriff. They stole
So
the sand.
are they putting the loader bucket against the door?
they are putting the loader across the door.
Good. Because, you know, that's just abusive of a good situation,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
for everybody.
So I've talked to the plow drivers, and I know we can't do it right now, but my recommendation is there's a pile where they took all that stuff they collected, that we somehow, Jersey barriers,
3 of them or 2 of them.
but they can't get close enough to it with a tractor or a bucket. They'd have to be cordoned off so they can't get close enough to it with a tractor.
Right,
Because they just
Yeah.
reach down and scoop
In
it up.
Carmel, they have a building,
right,
but they have, it has walls on 3 sides.
right,
The loader, guy with the loader can reach over.
right.
Jersey barriers are out.
Like her box, oh, the
Right,
box in her
same
town.
idea.
Yeah,
So you can't get the truck or the loader
to it.
into the pile.
Right.
The only other solution is having them up here and have them bring dirt up here when they do our salt sand. That's it. Or they can truck a load up or whatever, but, to monitor it, but, I mean, we've got people from other towns, because other towns are shut off.
Oh,
Winterport shut their people off.
yeah,
And Monroe, they have a pile of sand that they keep just enough salt in so it doesn't freeze,
right,
but they hot mix theirs as they use it. They have a shed with salt in it,
right.
and then they have their sand, and they mix it in the trucks. But a lot of towns are shutting it off because people are abusing it.
Right,
It's a money-making proposition.
yeah.
Well, it's been a very icy year, too.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So,
Well, if you're salting driveways for $50 a whack and you get your sand salt free, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good deal.
yeah. So I don't know what to do, whether to try to figure something out temporarily down there so they can't get to it.
Has anybody called locally that says, I just want a 5-gallon pail or bucket of sand salt? Has anybody called and said that? And it's not available?
But they're talking, ask Gary. I got
I
called a
heard
few
the
choice
complaints up in
names this
Hannaford.
weekend.
You heard it where?
Up at Hannaford's. About Cindy.
Oh, gee.
Because she's not letting people take truckloads of pick up truckloads of free salt?
No, they wouldn't let them get a bucket of sand.
Oh.
I mean, a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Well,
She's too busy ruining chimneys.
I don't know if I know right, if I'm right or not, but I know there might be 5 or 6 Jersey barriers
Really? Where?
down to Cody's
Storage?
storage sheds. My brother put them up down there when he was trying to sell
Oh, no.
fire.
oh, that's right.
Oh, that's, yeah.
That's
I
right.
think they're still piled right over there. I don't imagine Cody'd care if we took them. I
Why
don't
don't
know.
Why don't we give Cordy a call?
No, we can just make a square box with them for
Right.
now. Let them dump inside it.
Because if I did it up next to that bank that I'm talking about, where they piled all that stuff they cleaned up,
Yeah,
and brought them out
right?
this way, so they can't get a tractor to that edge of
Right,
that
right.
bank, and just have them drop some salt sand on the top of that bank,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that hopefully enough of the salt and stuff will mix with what's there, and
Melt
that'll
it
get
in.
them by for a while.
Sure.
And, you know, they could put it on,
How many Jersey berries would you need?
well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You want to find out about
I'll
those
call
tomorrow?
and see what's up with them over
All
there.
right.
I just thought of it.
Find out about them and
Because I don't mind the people who do it honestly, I'm gonna drive over and get a 5-gallon Lowe's bucket full of sand salt to put on the driveway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, I was over there.
The guys driving in with tractors and filling their own sanders and
Yeah.
stuff is not okay.
I went over there one day and Gary
Henderson?
was over there, and he didn't have any buckets, but he had a little pile in the back of his pickup.
Right.
Which is, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when people come and get 2 loads within a couple hours, well, I had to go see this guy's, and Marshall confronted him.
Yeah, good.
Chased him down. So, but that's abuse of
Of a good situation.
It's just to do your walkways and pathways and,
From the
enough
garage
to
to
get your
the house,
car,
yeah.
get your car out of the dooryard if you get stuck or,
Right.
but if you want to, dooryard sanded, then hire somebody.
Right.
But
That's
I
what
have
do.
one guy,
I have Bill Smith, he plows my yard, he gets sander in the back. When I want to sand it, I just call him up and he comes right down and sands it.
Right.
I have a
There's
gentleman
no
in
work
town
involved.
that's
$35.
Yeah.
disabled, okay, disabled, calls me up because they have dug down where that pile was,
Yeah.
this deep.
Yes.
Marshall had to fill the holes because he goes, I drop a tire in that, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Guy that lives here in town called irate because there was no sand over there. And I wasn't calling plow contractors to bring another load out of that shed. It's not their responsibility.
No.
And, well, I'm disabled, and if I fall, the town's gonna be liable, and I'm going, okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do, but
Yeah.
it's not the town's responsibility, it is a courtesy.
It's just a
You know,
courtesy, that's all it is.
I actually, there was a thing on the news we were talking about earlier, in Clinton. The town manager up there put the stops to it, because theirs was at their transfer station. They luckily have a transfer station where the attendant oversees it.
Right.
Well, residents were coming in and making him fill the buckets and put them in their car. Yeah.
Follow
She
me to
goes,
my
"Oh,
house.
we're
and
done."
throw- Yeah, follow me to my house and throw it up. Yeah, you gotta draw the, you gotta draw the line somewhere, and I don't mind, like you said, if you can create an area,
Yeah.
some Jersey berries, so people could walk to that area,
Yeah.
set their bucket down, take their shovel,
Yeah,
put some in it, and
Yeah.
then take it home,
Yeah.
fine. That's,
so,
I'm fine with that.
all right, so I'll look into that.
Yeah.
I'll check tomorrow.
Okay.
If we've got room in the newsletter, maybe we can put something in there,
But what?
the same, explain it to people.
Yeah.
Right, explain it
Well,
why.
we've had it in the e-news and stuff, but it's like plowing across the road. Oh my word, it's just,
I know, I came down the road tonight, the road's all nice, it's all melted off, it's all this, and somebody came home and plowed across the road, and there's big humps in the road before
Yeah.
they plowed right across the
Yeah.
road. You know,
so,
I know you ask on that, are people going to be summoned for that?
well,
You've given at least,
the sheriff's
Half a dozen
department was
warnings.
called and nobody showed up.
the sheriff's office was called, nobody came?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
It's not high priority.
yeah.
Well,
After he told me that they would,
yeah,
but, so, Marshall come in today and it's just a matter of somebody getting hurt and it's all gonna blow up,
Yeah,
you know?
because sometimes they leave big chunks in the road.
Yeah, they do. And
It's gonna
people
be
don't
frozen
realize.
solid,
He-
like,
We're having dealings with, some people over on the North Road. They came here and confronted me because they got into it with him because he stopped and told them they weren't supposed to do it. And, he come by, he says, Cindy, I hit that this morning, about threw me right off the road.
yeah.
And if they don't push it beyond the right of way, that plow truck, it's just like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah.
You know, and, they swear that it's not against the law because they're cleaning up the road and all this, but, you swipe across that road, you're cleaning all that salt sand we just laid down, your nice tax dollars off into the ditch.
Mhm.
And your neighbor could come,
Barreling over the
Yeah.
road.
so, and like I said, I mean, it's bad enough that some of the residents are taunting the drivers,
Oh,
making them wait while they push it across the road. That's how bad it is.
So
So,
I push it right back in there. As bad as they could ever.
Drop
be.
that lady.
just waiting for them to say something to them.
Really?
Oh. This is on that side of town and they don't, it's
Right.
not gonna say anything to him.
Yeah.
He sat right there.
God,
waiting.
people are crazy, aren't they? Gee
So-
whiz.
Just, you know, if something happens, somebody goes off the road and it's because of that, they're gonna be the ones liable.
Yeah, exactly,
Plain and simple, it's not gonna be the town,
exactly.
so.
All right, so you're gonna follow up on that with Skip.
Yeah.
So.
Number 4 was just informational.
Okay. I read this thing from Perk.
Mm-hmm.
And are we an equity charter member?
We are.
We are, I thought we are.
MRC gives you the sheets. We evidently are gonna have to have an article in June based on a packet I got today that I didn't have time to read. But we're gonna have a vote to sell our shares of Perk,
I see.
which one of these tells you how much it's worth. But Newburgh, is this the one?
We will
I'm
be
looking-
selling our shares to Perk,
We own a portion of Perk.
Right.
Very tiny, tiny, tiny.
so we wouldn't own that anymore. We would
Thing is,
sell out.
we own a very minute portion along with all of the
all
rest
the
of
other
these.
equity members.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
This is in no way changing the fact that Perk is viable and will
Nope.
continue
Nope.
and all that stuff.
Nope.
What I see here is that Newburgh in total cash distributions, $8,437.22. Third quarter of 17 is 2,050, fourth quarter of 17 is 2,386.
No, that's not the right one.
That's not the right one?
No, that's your disbursements here.
Actually distributed.
If you go to the attachment.
Projected cash distributions to new charter members.
I don't believe this is the right one.
Projected
Shares
cash.
of gap. Projected cash disbursements. These are the quarterly payments that they give us. One of these though, ECM put options to sell
That's what I-
LP shares values.
Okay,
There
so
we go.
Newburgh's would be 4,721.33.
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah.
All right,
Now
so,
they will be paying us for our shares.
Yeah, they'd buy it out. They'd be sole owners.
Right.
They'd be sole owners, which I think is good on their part because, you know, they're willing to do that. So if something does happen with them, then we won't be liable. We won't be,
right.
I mean, it's not a lot of money. A lot of them are doing it anyway because they opted to go the other way, so, but.
I guess that's it. You guys have any other comments or anything else? Brian? No? Skip, you all set? Garrett?
When are you gonna decide to put the old town office up for sale?
Just as soon, probably right after that town meeting, right? We get.
Right, you gotta get permission because they don't have
Oh, okay,
permission.
We have
So
to have
one of the
permission.
articles is to get permission to sell it.
okay. So, across the front, on the left side, there's 6 or 8 cement barriers.
Mhm.
I'd like to see them brought down here and replace those
Me
red
too,
railroad ties.
Okay.
me
All
too.
right.
I think we had talked
Okay.
about that one day.
Will remind us, because we do
Gary
have.
doesn't ask so much, so let's
Right.
make that
Right, those old Bonnie Railroad ties
definitely
would
make
be
that
there.
happen.
And
Yeah.
up there, there's also a azalea that University of Maine gave Lois.
Okay,
It's a very nice one. It
okay.
should be saved instead of just bulldozed
I
over.
almost think that's
Okay.
gone.
Is it gone?
Is that the one that got pulled out last
It was
fall?
right at the corner by the meter, by the light,
It's at the far side.
towards the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
But Lois took it, right?
I believe Lois.
Oh, okay, good, because it was
Yeah.
given to her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
No, I believe
And right
that's who
beside-
she went to.
right beside the door is a nice French lilac.
I almost think that's gone too, she took that.
Okay. I gave that to her, so, I mean, I'd rather see it
Yeah,
not destroyed by a bulldozer.
Yeah.
and in the spring, some of those, is it phlox?
Yeah, I don't,
If those come up, I'll probably get down and get
you're
some maybe.
welcome to them.
I like those. They're not phlox, they're geranium, no,
Geraniums,
wild geranium.
yeah.
Oh.
They're
But
those
thanks for
purple.
mentioning that. If you try to remember that when we get ready to sell, we'll keep the,
Yeah, I have that somewhat cleaned up, not totally, spring cleanup's gonna get,
a lot.
yeah.
Okay.
I went down last Thursday, was it last Thursday?
The week before, I think.
Yeah, and bagged up. I've swept a lot of it. There's still a whole bunch of soda in the refrigerator and stuff. I took all the food and put it in the trash, but,
There was food in there?
yeah, Parmesan cheese. A container of this notebook.
Of Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, and butter. But I left all the soda till I could dump it out and do, there's all kinds of returnables. I think I'm just gonna bag them up and take them and donate them to rec or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There's 2 jars down there that say Friends of Newburgh Rescue,
Oh, okay.
gallon jars, collection jars or something. There's not, I mean, there's a bunch of furniture in the back room that we can put out for cleanup, and
Okay.
I just would not leave too much in it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, who's gonna be to clean that out? I think, I don't think, like I said, when I expressed my concern, if you don't mind me coming in here. But when we moved up here, I don't think anybody who works for the town should be moving any of that stuff off that place. Those steps going into that place.
Oh, yeah, then
are
I won't be moving, no
Okay.
furniture,
All
no.
right. All right.
But we'll get somebody down to get
Yeah,
it out.
somebody to clean it up other than you, is what I'm
They
trying
cut
to
the
say.
doorstep, they cut the railing off it.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Chainsaw. So,
Swung over here to get rid of that. So let's adjourn, so.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that motion, Skip. I think my recorder died. My recorder
Shouldn't.
died.
Yeah, it was beeping before.
oh, it was, those are brand new batteries.
It says, it keeps saying stop whenever I hit record. Memory full. That's what it says, memory full. So we have a record to put on YouTube.
Yeah, I think mine should be working.
Okay, so Skip's made a motion to adjourn. I'll second the motion. All in favor? 3-0. We are adjourning at 7:37 PM.